you interact with Connor every play, how has he seemed different, if at all, this week now that he is firmly cemented as the starter?
I wouldn't say there's a lot of difference. Him, being the starter this week. They switched all during fall camp with Max Connor every other day. So, we're used to him going in there and doing a good job. He's being very confident this week. We're letting him know, hey, we believe in you. You can do this. You're a great quarterback. It has not really been a difference because it's something we've been doing in camp leading up to these games. I'm really excited about Connor and his opportunity he's getting. I think he's going to do a great job.
In the final field goal at Minnesota, once it went wide, you were the first one up to Mac. You give him a big bear hug, and then he has to pry you off him because he has to go shake Fleck's hand. What was that moment like?
It was awesome. I didn't even know it was Coach Brown behind me. I just ran into somebody, and the first person I saw was him give a hug, no matter who it was. But just having to meet Coach Brown, and it's pretty special to be able to get my new head coach right there and then embrace that first one with him. So
Austin,
Did he have that old man strength?
Yeah, he did. I think he got me off the ground a little bit. Kind of surprised me. We're kind of tired because we just gotten done playing a full game. So kind of knocked the wind out of me a little bit. Yeah, he's pretty strong though.
Austin, you came here to play.
Yes, sir.
And when you think about your experience at Georgia coming here, how personally rewarding was it for you to go out there, start a game, finish a game, and get a win on the road?
It was awesome, especially my first start being against a Big Ten opponent. Minnesota is a stellar program, and they have good players over there. So being able to go out there and show what I can do the first time in my career for a full game is incredible. It was a really special moment. It's probably a moment I'll remember the rest of my life.
There's a lot of newness on the line. Guys that you only played with for 8 months or so.
Right.
A lot of 4 new starts. How was the communication up front?
We were really clean with the communication. Obviously, it was pretty loud. Like I said, Big Ten atmosphere, especially coming down near the goal line, got pretty loud. Right in front of student sections, they had a goal out game. Communication was a big thing that we emphasized all week. We had the crowd noise in here going all week. It really wasn't a problem. The guys were listening and applauding what we were doing, so communication was not a problem.
I got to ask you one more. Aiden Banfield, true freshman. We were told yesterday by Mac he had a banged up ankle going in. We're not even sure he's going to play. Kind of take us through how he played and what do you have to do when you got a true freshman next to you? How much do you have to talk to him maybe more than the other guys?
Yeah, so for a freshman, I think he did unbelievable. Especially his first start ever being a true freshman. A year ago he was playing at Mill Creek in Georgia. So he did really well for a freshman. I didn't really have to ever communicate with him. He's a really smart kid and plays really hard, especially for having almost a sprained ankle this week. He did all that we could ask of him, and he's going to be a really great player. He is a great player, so I'm very excited for him.
Have you had a chance to reach out to or hear from Max, obviously, since you guys have Minnesota? I know he's still up there.
Right. I texted him the other day. I know he spends time with his family right now. That's hard for anybody to go through, so I'm just giving him a little space right now. Just, hey, I'm praying for you, thinking about you. That's a hard injury. He's going to be out for a long time. So I'm here if he needs me, but for right now, I'm going to give him some space with his family, and just let him get back in the right headspace before we have a serious conversation.
Austin, I know you said you hadn't seen anything crazy different from Connor in terms of his mentality, but he obviously has different skills than Max, different strengths. How do you think this offense, you guys can utilize what he does best now? That he's the guy. How do you play to his strengths and let his strengths work for what you guys want to do?
Yeah, absolutely. Max and Connor have their own strengths. Obviously, we're going to sprinkle in a little bit of different stuff this week just because Connor is our quarterback. But y'all see it on Saturday. We're still game playing right now to figure out what we're going to do because Charlotte's it's a new week. We're not playing Minnesota, so we're playing Charlotte. But regardless of who's better, we just got to hold ourselves to the standard of which we play. Every week it's UNC versus UNC. It's not UNC versus Charlotte. It's UNC versus our standard. And every week we have to uphold that standard. To make sure we come out with a win, and that's the goal. Is go 1-0 each week.
Yeah, the other day as well, Chip was talking about how you guys kind of bought into the physicality element, downhill running style. He used the phrase "toughness travels." Is that something that he's kind of spoken to your room, like that specific phrase? And how do you feel that you guys have kind of bought into the physicality of the run game that you all established?
Yeah, for sure. He has emphasized toughness does travel. You brought with us to Minnesota. Sometimes you just have to be tough. It's going to be a lot. We had one drive. I think it was double-digit plays. I'm not sure how many.
17.
It was 17.
Yeah, you had 17 and then 12 in the third
So
quarter.
I know we pretty much had the ball the whole third quarter. And, that's toughness traveling right there. You're not going to get what you want at the end of the drive at all times, but just being able to hold on to the ball and run that clock down and control possession of the game was a big emphasis on that drive. So that's an example of toughness travels, and we've been talking about it. All this fall camp, all this training camp, leading up to this. So we made that a big emphasis for our offensive line. I'm excited to see that the rest of the season, especially this week. Like I said, 1-0 each week, and I'm excited for us to show that each week.
And I don't know if this is a strange question, so to speak, but what is the, degree of patience that's required when you're doing a play a series that extends as long as it does, not just the amount of plays, just kind of keeping composed,
Right. Honestly, I didn't know it was 17. I knew it was a lot. I wasn't sure how many. But we take it as one play at a time. Each play is something you need to win each play. So as like Coach Klum says, think small, don't think about the big picture, think about the process. And that drive, we thought about the process. We weren't worried about how many plays we were in there. We were worried about each play, doing our job, feet, hands, had alignment assignment each play. We weren't worried about how we weren't worried about the angle. We were worried about that play and the process that was going on that play.
How many different defensive linemen did they have in front of you to your gap next to you? I would imagine they rotated quite a bit on that drive.
I saw 91, 89, 96, 97. So I think it was about 4 guys that they were rotating in there. And especially that one drive, they were rotating a lot, but it was hard for them because we went a lot of tempo, went a lot of fast pace, just so they couldn't get those certain packages out there. I think it was about 4 guys I saw play defense tackle throughout the game.
Considering Austin did, it's basically a brand new offensive line for this team. How would you maybe assess the overall group from the other night, considering it's Howard's first college start, it's Aiden Banfield's first college start, it's Travion's first college start?
Right.
How would you sort of critique how you guys played as a whole, do you think, and how much more room you have for improvement?
Right. I think we played pretty well for a lot of guys having their first start. I think one thing we did show is physical toughness. Like I said, that 17-play drive. Some guys were, pretty winded, and some guys even said they were seeing colors. They got so tired on that drive.
Okay.
That's just part of it. You just got to fight through it. I applaud the guys for that because they were really physically tough. One thing I think we could work on is just next play mentality. A lot of new guys who started, they mess up one play, and just gotta move on to the next play, and don't live in the past. Look to the future, live in the present, and just be ready for that next play. That's the biggest thing. That's one thing I'm emphasizing this week. Is move on to the next play. Not anybody's ever gonna play a perfect game. That's just part of football. I think that's one thing I'm really going to emphasize this week, and talk with the guys during meetings and stuff. Next play mentality. So.
Did you ask them what colors they were saying?
No, I didn't. I just left it at that. I was like, take your word for it, buddy.
So it wasn't light blue, it wasn't maroon, it wasn't yellow, right?
I don't know what it was. He could have been seeing a rainbow for all I know, but I'm not sure. But,
well, the sky was really pretty at kickoff.
It was.
Yeah, it was. But yeah.
You guys penciling Omari in for 30 carries every game? You think he's going 30 every time?
I can.
35 touches, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah. It was definitely a lot. But Omarion's a workhorse. That dude, he's never been playing a day in his life. If he wants 30 carries, 35 carries a game, we're going to give it to him because that dude's he's a superstar. He's a great player. We that one drive we especially leaned on him.
Yeah.
Take some time off the board and get us some points, and he surely did that. So.
We good?
We're good.
Great.
Thank you, Austin.
Thank you.